This video addresses the way that minimalism and mental health intersect, as well as the ways that letting go and practicing a minimalist lifestyle can reduce anxiety and overall contribute to positive mental health is something that's really important but not always talked about. Now, obviously, there's many benefits to practicing a minimalist lifestyle. We've talked about these before on the channel, whether it has to do with the physical cluttering, maybe it's financial benefits, but there's also so many mental and emotional benefits to decluttering, and it can really help us. However, there are sometimes situations where minimalism brings up feelings of struggle or frustration, and so we're going to look at some of those today as well. Now, first, I want to address the positive benefits for our mental health if we are able to let go of some of these extra items. Having fewer items in your space does reduce feelings of stress and anxiety. Having less means there's less going on, less you need to worry about, fewer choices that you need to make, so you're less likely to struggle with decision fatigue. And it means that you can take some of that extra energy or time and allocate it towards things that are more meaningful, such as self-care or personal growth, or maybe contributing more time and energy to different relationships in your life. Even the simple exercise of taking one of your surfaces in your home that's cluttered and cleaning it can make a huge difference. Of course, in life, there are certain moments where an area gets messy because we're living in it. That's fine. It's not going to be picture perfect 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But if the idea is maybe it's a little messy while you're using it, but then after you're done using it, things are cleaned and the surface is clear. It just allows us to have that peace of mind and creates more of that refuge for us within our spaces. So that aspect is very important. And I think one of the best benefits about a simplified space. And even if you don't have time to necessarily go through all of your spaces, if you can identify a couple key areas where you could reduce the clutter, such as on those surfaces, that's going to make a big impact. So the positive benefits are definitely great. However, sometimes when we're going through the decluttering process, certain negative feelings come up. And I want to go into a little bit more depth about some of these that you might experience and some solutions. One thing that might come up as you let go of certain items is that you become more aware of different types of emotional clutter or mental clutter that has been in your life. For example, after you've let go of a lot of these physical items, you might be more aware of some of the root issues you've been struggling with. Maybe there is an unhealthy relationship in your life. Maybe you feel as though you have been trying to be perfect or look perfect or make your life seem like it's perfect, but you know it's not. Maybe you've been comparing yourself a lot to others. Maybe you have a strong sense of need for validation from others. And maybe you didn't realize you were dealing with these things because you were distracted about all the stuff. You see, part of the reason we get so many items in our lives and bring these items in is because we're told by advertisers that we need these items to be happy. That the physical stuff, if we buy it and bring it into our space and have it, we're going to be more well-liked or whatever it is that we're craving. It's why you see happy people in commercials and advertisements like, yay, this product changed my life. Of course, I mean, there's definitely products that do enrich one's life, but not necessarily all of them and all of the products for everyone. Everyone's got different needs. So once you've removed that distraction element from it and you're not continually bringing new items into your space, now you have to confront these root causes, which can be a little unpleasant. Going through the decluttering process can also be really difficult because it forces us to confront who we actually are. A lot of the clutter that we keep has to do with our fantasy self or the ideal versions of ourselves that aren't necessarily true. When simplifying, we have to really get to the root of who we are and figure out what actually adds value and what actually matters to us. And sometimes we have to let go of certain parts of this ideal version of ourselves that just aren't actually who we are. And that can be a little bit frustrating to deal with. But if we do remind ourselves that letting go of these things doesn't get rid of who we actually are, it allows us to celebrate who we actually are and cut out the garbage that we thought we were or we wanted to be, but it's just not real.